What's cracking, guys? Omar Isaf here, back with another video. Honestly, I considered not even making this video, but I'm going to do it. It's going to be a raw video, no edits, no cuts, just one long take, sharing my opinion on something I see in the fitness industry, something that has become far more pervasive, something I am not a fan of, and so I'm just going to speak my mind. The fitness industry, as Dr. Brad Schoenfeld would say, is one of those industries where nothing's regulated, and that means anyone can talk about anything. Good information has just as much of a chance as being talked about as bad information, so anyone can talk about anything. It is the job of those in the fitness industry to call out bullshit when they see it, and today that's what I'm going to do. Call out some bullshit that I see. And I think it's very important because if you love something, then you genuinely care about it. You want to see it succeed. And I think over the last 6 years, in large part thanks to a few very important figures in the fitness community doing a lot of good work, providing real information for those that want it, the overall fitness IQ has improved. But that doesn't stop some people from trying to take an advantage over those that are emotional, those that are more receptive to being scammed. And some people might say, well, wait a second, Omar, the free market, if someone wants to charge a certain amount of money for a particular product or service and someone wants to buy, then that's their business. That's true, but maybe the consumer is not informed, and so they're making an uninformed choice, and that's important. We need to know all the facts, and I believe the market will eventually balance itself out once all this information comes out. And here's what I mean. If you charge $2,000 for a product and your competitors, the next product that would be equivalent to what you're selling costs $300, then why are you selling for $2,000? What makes it unique? If you have no competitive advantage, not even a name brand necessarily, it's mainly just manipulation of marketing, then what you have is just an overpriced product. And so if people want to point that out, that there's no inherent value in that product, that's totally cool. And so that's what I'm going to do today. And I know some people might say, well, before you go on and you talk about these masterminds or people trying to sell, these $1,000, $2,000, $500 packages, trying to become, a fitness industry professional, or they're trying to market to those that want to be Instagram famous or get sponsored or all those things. They might say, Omar, you sell programs, so how is this any different? And that's a good question, Skippy. I appreciate that because it is a valid question. And the short answer would be I sell fitness products, Kaizen training, myself, Sound Mike, Bart Kwan. We sell training programs that are priced lower than our competitors. We believe the information we put in those programs have a lot of utility for that person buying it. So if someone wants to get stronger and they buy our strength program, are they going to get what's advertised? So if I say, hey, yeah, if you get this program, you're going to get the results that we promise or that we suggest you should get. Yeah. So if people run the program, they will get those results. So the program is as advertised. It's not bullshit. It's also priced competitively. So in the marketplace, there is a place for that product. That'd be my argument, on top of several other ones. But those are the main ones. So I'm not against people trying to sell products. I'm not against people, trying to make money. I think ultimately it is the wrong direction for the fitness industry, and that was cemented by the fact this past week when I met up with the one and only Dr. Eric Helms, someone I respected before, and now that I know him, and I've had the pleasure of training with him, filming a bunch of videos, doing a lot of work with him, I respect him even more because his level of integrity is at the highest, and he's never sold out. He's been working for over 10 years in the fitness industry doing good work, taking an evidence-based approach, providing real practical information people can utilize. People have had success under his guidance when he's a bodybuilding coach, a strength coach, and as a result, his brand has grown. He's successful doing it the right way. So it is entirely possible to be successful in this industry doing it the right way. Now let's talk about the wrong way. What am I talking about? I'm not gonna name names. I'm just talking in a very broad, general sense. But the latest trend that I see would be masterminds, and I've seen this for the past year. Essentially, a mastermind in other industries would be when those that know more, so those that are already successful, that have a lot of information, charge a pretty hefty fee, so a couple $1,000s, or it could be more, in order to pass down that information that they learn to people that are on the come up, and then those people that are trying to reach that high level use that information to have a competitive advantage. So they take what the people at the top know, pay a lot of money, put it into their own products, programs, business, and as a result, they leapfrog forward and become even more successful. So I'm not inherently against the concept of a mastermind or charging a lot of money if the value of what you're charging is worth it. But the fitness industry is unique. It is unique because I've been in the industry for a long period of time, and I think if anyone was to run an objective study or take a look at the data, you notice that the largest variable determining whether or not you're successful inside the fitness industry, how fat you are. Female, male, it doesn't matter. What's your body like, and do people want to get that body? That's everything. So if in an industry, one large factor, if you want to rapidly blow up, if that one large factor accounts for everything, why or how can you sell something promising if you do A, B, C, D? You too will blow up in the community. It's just not so. What you're selling isn't going to give what you're promising. So you're saying, hey, follow these steps and you'll be insta-famous. And when you follow these steps, if you don't have that big variable, the most important variable, the only variable that really matters, everything else is just icing on the cake, it's not going to happen. And so trying to convince people that you too can achieve this, it's just false. It's not true. And so what will tend to happen, you'll have people, and it's weird too, because we're rewarding then popularity, or we're trying to appeal to popularity rather than quality, which is also a whole other debate. You know, one of my favorite game series of all time, Dark Souls, the Souls series, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, they became popular not because of a hype machine, not because they looked super sexy, because the games were inherently so damn good that people couldn't shut up about them. They told their friends about it, and eventually the games blew up. That's how quality works. When you create a brand, when you create something that actually has substance behind it, eventually it will become popular. I remember Demon Souls, I think the year must have been 2011. My brother picked it up. This is before Demon Souls or the Soul series became popular here in the West. And he played it and he's like, you gotta play this game. And that's how I came across the Demon Souls games. You take a look at that approach versus the approach of many big budget games that don't deliver what's promised. I'm just gonna say it, Battlefront 2, where they promise a whole lot of shit. They didn't deliver. That's kind of mass appeal popularity. So a whole other argument is that we're appealing to popularity rather than substance. But anyways, let's talk about the products themselves. So these individuals will charge hundreds, thousands of dollars to convince you that, yeah, you want to become a fitness industry professional, you want to get sponsored, you want to be IG famous, I have the secret, look at me, I became famous, I know what I'm doing, you should follow me. I'm like, nah bro, it doesn't work that way. If, once again, the largest determining factor of your industry is something that's not repeatable inside of your course. So telling people, it's like, get hotter. It's like, that's not going to solve anything. If they say, oh, well, there's all these steps you can follow, and they follow these steps and they don't get the end outcome, then you're selling bullshit. And you're selling bullshit for a lot of money. And you're depending upon people that are quite emotional. The fitness industry is an industry that is very emotional, where people, they're tired of the way they look, they want to make a transformation, and as a result of that, they're more easily willing to part with their money. So they're more susceptible to scams, and which is why we should speak up and speak out about these things. And this isn't all meant to be grim, like, oh man, like the fitness industry. I love this industry. I've been part of it for a long period of time, and I believe you can succeed in a genuine way. I'm going to give a shout out to Jeff Nippert, actually, who I had the pleasure of training, hanging out with for a day this past week. He's someone that I would cite that did it the exact right way. He had a channel for quite some time, and it had some success, and then he just started putting in a hell of a lot more, effort, really crafting his content. He puts out excellent content, and as a result of that, in the last 2 years, he's blown up. So it's possible to keep your integrity, to grow your brand awareness, to succeed without losing your soul. And so if we shift the focus instead on value, information, helping people out, instead say, well, these are the tips that basically hack the algorithm or just get a lot of followers. What type of message are we trying to tell people? And especially if we're charging way too much, and if it's not repeatable, because how you became famous is not how someone else can become famous. And so again, what you're selling is bullshit, and you should be especially suspicious if you sell a product or you see someone selling a product and there's no refunds. That makes no sense. Every product I've ever sold in my life, my pre-workout, my apparel, the programs, anytime you want a refund, you could get a refund. And guess what? The refund rate, I think, on Kaizen for our training program is like 0.3%. That means 1 out of every 300 people doesn't like our program. It just didn't work for them and they want a refund. Cool. If you sell an expensive program and you offer no refund, even though it's a digital product, so really to you it's nothing to offer a refund, you should be suspicious of that person, because that means likely a lot of people are going to want refunds, because whatever they're trying to sell you isn't going to be what you're going to get, the end outcome. So I think it's important, if you like something, to defend it, to try and raise that overall fitness IQ. I'm even more sure of my message now after interacting with people like Dr. Eric Helms, who he showed me you could be at the top, be the best, and not sell it whatsoever. Or also people, once again, like Jeff in the YouTube community, who's putting out excellent content, who rose to prominence doing it the right way. And then a last shout out would be Igor, Vitruvian Physique. Recently he joined my gym for his fitness, and he also has grown rapidly over the last, I think, year or two, doing it the right way. My camera battery died, so I guess there's actually one cut in this video. But anyways, I want to be positive here. I want to say that you can succeed in the fitness industry. In fact, in the comment section below, if you're interested in growing your social media following, or like getting those free pairs of SBD sleeves, if you want to become a personal trainer, any of those things, just say yes or I want to or whatever in the comment section below, and let me see how many people there are. Because again, I already told you what you need to do. You need to study your ass off. You need to really focus on putting out good, consistent information, and then over time, it will happen. Build it and they will come. So that's the positivity, that's the real stuff right there. I appreciate everyone that's been following me throughout the years. Honestly, I've been around for quite some time now on the YouTubes. Not quite as long as PewDiePie, but you know, around for a pretty good amount of time, and so far I'm having a great time, and I only have bigger and better plans, quite frankly. There's a lot of videos you're going to see with Dr. Eric Helms on the channel coming up. There's some other collabs I don't want to talk about just yet before they happen, and some content I'm working on. Anyways, again, that's all the time we have. If you agree with the message of this video, if you thought to yourself, that's interesting, hit that like button, show your support, and I'll see all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace!